So yeah, speaking of WB silly shows that I didn't watch for years and years because it didn't seem like something I would watch, I brought it up on a past episode, but Supernatural. I'm on season 11, almost done with it.
Which one's 11?
I know who God is. If that.
Which one?
I don't want to necessarily. That's like huge, season 8.
That's a big spoiler.
Okay, so, I feel like I saw the one where.
Although
okay.
I will.
No, again, without saying anything else, the whole show since a couple seasons in, they talk about God a lot, and God has gone missing. I know who he is. Whatever. We don't have to touch on it anymore.
No, we do need to touch on it for one reason. Okay. That episode, when he sings that song, I remember I wept a little bit.
Yeah, no, it was a good song.
It was pretty emotional.
Who sings?
God.
Oh, cool. Sings. So I remember the last I watched was when Dean was a demon for like 2 minutes, and they made it seem like it was going to be this whole thing.
So... he's got the mark of Cain, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I hated that.
So it's Dean with the mark of Cain. Wait. Dean Cain.
That's where you got Dean Cain from earlier. That was so weird.
Anyways.
The last episode I remember watching was the one where the high school department, the theater department, is putting on the supernatural play. That was really funny. That felt very early Supernatural. I mean, the first 4 or 5 seasons is as good as anything.
It's great.
But so that was season 11,
but it's been too long.
Yeah, it needs to end. It needs to end.
No,
it's been time.
Season 15.
They're milking it.
Again, the reason why I binge watched 9 seasons of the show, got really burned out, took a break over the summer. My summer vacation was no Supernatural. Now that we're back in business, I'm watching the show again, and yeah, they've announced that season 15 will be the end of the show.
Yeah.
I can't believe that, each season has like 22 to 24 episodes.
It's
and they're like an hour long. It's again, you're talking about
Veronica Mars. Yeah, it's the same deal. It's like, how did we live like that?
Supernat said...
Just be careful, because I don't tell me any spoilers from any description.
Look away.
No. What I'm looking at here is episodes.
Only look at me. Don't look at Will.
327.
Yeah,
it's incredible that they've been able to.
And again, these aren't 20-minute episodes. These are big. Don't look.
No, what I'm.
Will close this browser.
What
your butthole, man.
It's like, yeah. I'm excited to finally end it, because there've been some high points, there've been some low points. I really like where things are right now.
It's just when I saw that 327, I was like, what am I doing with my life?
300.
How have I seen that many episodes?
Dude, Corey, that was her and her mom's show for years, and she always tried to get me to watch it. And I'm like, I'm not watching some dumb show about 2 handsome guys going on cutesy adventures.
And then
I started watching it, and I'm like, wait a minute, these are 2 brothers who are tormented, and their dad, and the whole stuff with them and their dad, dude, so good.
And going on monster hunts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this show is like made for me.
Yeah.
Like, how did I not watch this for so many years? Again, season 14 was wrapped when I started watching it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That was done.
Dude, that show's been on the air for like 100 years.
Because then you can just binge it at your own
It's
pace.
so nice to be like, I'm going to watch like 6 episodes of Supernatural today. And you don't feel like you're taking a huge chunk out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot to ration out. I mean,
it's like, I'm going to binge Doctor Who and catch up.
Again,
like,
I'm on season 11. I'm almost done with season 11. So that leaves 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 4 seasons that each have like 20-something episodes.
That's crazy.
That are an hour long. I still got a long ways to go. And I love it. It's great.
This is a complete twist.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you haven't seen Veronica Mars, I don't know if that's one everyone would watch.
I don't know. Maybe
Supernatural, I think, is more. Are you guys team Dean or Sam?
But I can't get people.
I like Dean.
I can't get people hooked on Supernatural. That's too much of a commitment.
Right. Dean or Sam?
Ooh, I pick Dean.
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
The problem
is anyone's team Sam?
They both.
Honestly.
So here's the deal. As me being a younger brother,
I
like Dean a lot because he's the older brother, and he's the one that I look up to as a character, right?
But he's so hard-headed and doesn't really think things through.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't think anyone's team Sam.
Yeah.
So one other thing before we change subject.
I think you're right. Did you know that Jensen Ackles was who screen tested for Captain America?
Oh, really?
And Sam screen tested for Thor.
Interesting.
Yeah. Jensen Ackles could have been your Captain America.
That
Crazy.
And then, in the multiverse, maybe in the multiverse. But
I could see Dean being like a grown-up Robin.
I think he could have been a really good Star-Lord.
Star-Lord? Yeah.
But I just don't think they have the acting range of Chris Evans.
His Dean voice is the best. It's again, it's like a superhero. It's like he's already doing like his superhero voice.
You know, and like every great reaction gif is usually Dean crying, making some face,
doing a little dance,
or when he's scared, like he gets super scared that one episode, and the cat keeps scaring him. So that's the best one.
One thing that drove me nuts, like binge watching the show, is early on in the show, it's all about like saving people and exercising the demons, and then all of a sudden they get this knife that's just instant kills every demon. Right. And it's like, what happened to saving people? They don't care anymore. So then they just start killing, and they're not exorcising the demons out of people.
Well, and then it becomes a blur. It's like Corey goes, "Oh, that person was in Supernatural." I'm like,
the body
how
count
do you remember that?
So high.
Yeah, like the early seasons, it's an arc. They're trying to save their dad. They're trying to do all these things. Bobby, best side character probably ever.
Bobby's fun.
And then it becomes this sort of like, well, they got to up the ante, I guess, right? 15 seasons.
Here's also the problem. How many times they died and gone to hell and come back and this and that.
And now so one of the Reapers is saying, next time you die, no more continues.
But this is the thing.
Game over. And again, each character has died multiple times throughout the show.
Exactly.
Gone to hell, gone
and
to
come
heaven,
back. And
gone to purgatory, gone to wherever.
Once you've created that mechanism, you just stop caring because you realize there's no stakes. And that's the problem with that show is it's gone so long, and actors like Jensen Ackles and what's the other dude's name?
Sam.
Oh my god.
Sam Bradford
Worthington.
I need to look it up. It's Jared Padalecki. So
Jared Padalecki, that's right. Corey's going to be so pissed.
Did you know that Bobby
is
Robert, it's named after just like one of the producers of the show. It's Robert, what's his name? Bobby's last name. Do you remember the character?
Dude, I haven't watched that show in like 10 years. But yeah, he's in a buttload of stuff, Bobby.
But and I forgot to mention Misha Collins.
Misha Collins
also,
is
great.
I hate Castiel.
You hate him?
Yeah. He was the worst thing that happened to that show.
The actors are pretty decent, and I could see the hate for Castiel's character. But my point is that I think that a lot of TV shows run into this problem where you've got these actors that are middle-aged that don't have tons of experience because they've been on a show like this for so long.
They've been on one show forever.
And they have got a very tight fan base, a very passionate fan base. It's real hard to end a show like that. We're talking about people's livelihoods, and how many people, not just the cast, but the whole crew that are attached to this one show. And so you get this thing where it's a business to them. It's their income, their wages. And
Can you imagine after that long walking away from that?
No. And then how can you reboot your career and go do something else? If they land a role like you were saying, like something like that, the only reason I bet they would have
ended the show.
Yeah, and I bet the reason why they were offered something like that is because they were kind of unknown, And you look at a lot of they don't have a lot of star power to start like asking for a lot of things, that like anybody would beg to be in a Marvel
especially
film.
With the Hollywood crisis at this point. It's like there's hardly any money, so you need the big bankable actor.
Yes.
And it's you're right.
But for the ones that already have like the franchise and the IP, the intellectual property, they just need an actor. I think most of them would rather go with somebody that's kind of unknown and make them become that character.
Right.
But unless you've got a project like that, there's not a lot of. Then that's kind of like hitting the jackpot for an actor like that. An opportunity like that just never comes around. So it's pretty much you're riding the Supernatural train forever.
You're milking that train until it's done.
Because when it's done, it might be done. They might have to retire.
What big movie role did William Shatner have?
Exactly.
That was as successful as Star Trek?
Miss Congeniality.
He was great in Miss Congeniality, in the perfect small role. I mean, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I mean, Harrison Ford broke out and was able to continue outside of it, but it's because he went from huge intellectual property to the next huge intellectual property.
Right.